Michigan fans, Michigan women's hockey is live and on the air. We are high atop of Arrington Ice Arena, where it is your Michigan women's hockey team here to take on the Adrian Bulldogs. Before we look ahead, let's look back at the game yesterday. What a way to open up this series with a 3-3 tie in overtime. Started off Michigan at 16:30 scored the first goal. Swanson put it in for her first goal of her Michigan career and the first goal of the season. Goldman then put Michigan up 2-0 at 14:13. Then the Spartans scored at 10 minutes even as Mickelson put it in. There was a Spartan penalty at 9:48 as it was roughing to Novell. Then it was a Spartan goal, the game-tying goal to make it 2-2 at 7:13. That was from Flazar scored the goal from Mickelson. Spartans took a penalty at 6:32 as Slee went off for holding. Then Michigan took a penalty at 5:22 for tripping to Swanson. And that's how we ended the first period, 2-2. Michigan took a penalty at 17:17. Evans went off for roughing in the second. Then the Spartans scored at 16:52 as Schlee put it in from McPherson. The Spartans took a penalty shortly thereafter at 16:39 as Durer went off for tripping. Then Michigan tied it up at 11:59 with DeCreasy's first goal as a Wolverine. Then there was a Michigan penalty at 7:02 for too many players on the ice as Matthews was going to the bench and saw the puck coming, tried to dive over top, but just that puck caught her skate. And then Michigan took another penalty at 5:35. That was to Katie German for tripping, and there was a 30-second 5-on-3 penalty Michigan was able to kill off. The Spartans took a penalty at 3:06 to make some 4-on-4 hockey happen. That was hooking to Siciliano. In the third, a Michigan penalty at 13:06, hooking to Simmer, and then the Spartans took a penalty at 5:34 in the third. That was an illegal body check to McPherson. They ended up tied at 3-3, and then they went into a 3-on-3 5-minute overtime where nothing was decided. Great battles back and forth, opportunities galore, lots of breakaways, but great goaltending by both teams. Ponith was really good, and we ended up in a tie, getting points to start off the season. Let's take a look at Adrian. Last season, Adrian, in the 21-22 season, they were 24-9 throughout the CCWHA playoffs. So they really, really had wins going. Their only losses, they had a pair to Liberty to end the season, always really tough. They fell to Indiana Tech twice. Then they fell to Lindenwood once, to Minuit State, or Minot State, excuse me, and then to Liberty earlier. So just that really tough Liberty team. In the CCWHA playoffs, Adrian first played Michigan State. They got a bye to the second day. They were able to win that one by a score of 9-0. We talked about that a little bit in our last broadcast. That was the final game of the Spartan season last season. And then they went in and they beat Indiana Tech 5-0 to capture the CCWHA title. Taking a look at who they've lost in the top 10 scoring, Leah Williams graduated. She had 44 points, 19 goals, 25 assists. She was number 1 in scoring. Bosher, number 2 in scoring. She had 35 points on 16 goals and 19 assists. Next two, number 3 and 4 are back. McCurrow and Wood. McCurrow had 31 points on 17 goals, 14 assists, and Wood had 27 points on 12 goals, 15 assists. Katarina Robinson graduated. She had 25 points in the number 5 spot with 18 goals and 7 assists. Then the next three are back. Warner, McDonald, and Jex all back. Warner had 22 points on 3 goals, 19 assists. McDonald had 21 points on 10 goals, 11 assists, and Jex had 19 points on 10 goals and 9 assists. Nicole Thomas graduated. She had 19 points on 10 goals and 9 assists. And then the number 10 scorer, Allison Shaw, back for these Bulldogs, 18 points on 9 goals and 9 assists. High-powered offense with 6 of the top 10 scorers coming back. Taking a look at what they have coming up, this is their first game of the season. They've had a couple exhibition games. Last one versus Culver Academy. I believe Culver won that one 4-3. I did not write it down. Shame on me. They play Michigan here, and then they have a game on Thursday, October 6th. That will be over at the Arctic Coliseum, playing Concordia of Ann Arbor. They will then host on October 13th Midland University. That is a 7:30 game. They will host on Saturday, October 15th. Concordia will come into Arrington Ice Arena. Then again, they'll play Midland on Sunday, October 16th. That will be a 1 p.m. game here at Arrington Ice Arena. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for your Wolverines. Let's pull that up as they play. I had that fixed, but they're playing Adrian today, obviously. Then they face off against Lake Superior State, that on October 9th. That will be first a 8 p.m. game. Boy, I didn't get that right. So it'll be an 8 p.m. game on October. Boy, that's we're just going to remove that because that did not. I thought I double-checked that when I was making that earlier today. But let's get into it. So Adrian College tonight. Then on Saturday, October 8th, Michigan goes up to the Norris Center at Lake Superior State for a pair of games. They'll have the first game on Saturday at 7 p.m. Then on Sunday, October 9th, they play Lake Superior State at noon. So those two games coming up next weekend, I believe we should be able to be out there, so we should have those games for you. Then on Thursday, October 13th, Michigan hosts University of Utah at Yost Ice Arena. That an 8 p.m. game. Then they have Indiana Tech coming in to Yost Ice Arena. That will be on the 21st. That is a 8 p.m. game. Then they travel to Indiana Tech Saturday, October 22nd. That at the Sport One Parkview Ice House. That will be a 3:30 game as they have turned the lights off here to have a nice big opening for the squads coming out. And our first intermission will go over the ACHA scoreboard report and tell you scores that happened on Friday and on Saturday. As you can hear the big train whistle here getting up and going. Trying to get folks fired up. There's a few folks in the building. I don't see. Yeah, folks are coming in, more and more folks are coming into the building. Adrian over to our right gang lined up. They are in their white sweaters with the Adrian on the front. They have the dark shoulders and the dark pants. Adrian Bulldogs in script in the circle around the A. Their numbers are in white on the shoulders and on the back. Wolverines in their dark blue jerseys with the big Maze M on the front, numbers on the right sleeves where you can nicely read them. They have the winged helmets up on their bench across the way as we're about to have our starting lineups. Now for the Wolverines. Pontiff comes out in goal. Fantastic season last year and been very, very good so far. Coming out is Levinson. On the other defensive side, it's forehand. DeCreasy starting it forward. Gargiulo starting it forward. And Eliason, the other player on the front line. Head coach is John Trebbiano. Assistant coaches are Ned Glisson, Kerry Inman, and Joe Upton. Now for the Adrian Bulldogs. As Snyder from Germany, the one lone German player on the team, comes out to the blue line. Shaw comes out, skating out to the blue line. Werner, other defender, skates out to the blue line. As Stitt comes out, playing on the front line. Jex starting on the front line for the Bulldogs. Robinson skates out to the blue line. Carter Clark, head coach. Assistant coach is Brian Carney. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, the playing of the national anthem. Fantastic rendition of the Star Spangled Banner sung across the way as the Bulldogs, a heavy Canadian team. They have 19 Canadian players on the squad. 2 folks from Michigan, 2 players from Michigan, 1 from Illinois, 1 from Minnesota, 1 from Alaska, and 1 from Germany. That is the freshman goaltender, Snyder, who's in the net. Taking a look at the breakdown of Canadians, 9 from Ontario, 5 from Alberta, 2 from Saskatchewan, 1 from Quebec, 1 from Manitoba, and 1 from New Brunswick. It's also a younger team. They have 2 grad students, 4 seniors and 3 juniors. For 9 upperclassmen, they have 10 sophomore and 6 freshmen for 16 underclassmen. So about 2/3 of this team are underclassmen. But Adrian has played very, very well, very, very hard for a while, and Michigan will have their hands full on this one. I don't believe I recall winning in this building since we've been covering the team, and the Bulldogs play especially tough here. But Michigan, focus, will give it everything they can as Ponnet skates down to the left. Michigan going from left to right here in the first period. Gargiulo in to take the face-off. Jex on the other side. That puck in along the far boards. Grab Werner. Fires it in as that goes back behind Ponnet into the near corner. Racing over Michigan, trying to pull it out of the corner. Comes to the near point. Shaw with a shot that drips back behind. Picking it up, Levinson into the far corner. Gargiulo has that knocked away, and Ponnet covers it up as Stitt was right on the doorstep. Ponnet, if she didn't get a glove on top of it, could have been trouble. Face-off will be to Ponet's left in the far face-off circle, as that is Gargiulo versus Jex. 19:41 left to go here in the first. That puck slips back into the neutral zone in a foot race trying to get there. Here comes Swanson with it on the far circle. Swanson with a shot that deflected out in front. Saved by Snyder, puts it into the far corner. Here comes Shaw down the far boards. That held in at the far point. Grabbed back and moved over by Werner. Picking it up is Stitt. Sends it to the Michigan blue line. Trying to poke that ahead was Elias, and Goldman digging in there as well as Stitt. Still trying to dig it off of the near boards as they keep on battling there. That slips outside the near circle. Stitt with a shot, saved by Ponnet with a blocker save. Puck loose and along the end boards, trying to pull that away. Malashevsky takes it back behind her own goal underneath the far circle. Malashevsky ricochets it off the far boards. That's held in by Goodwin. Still loose on that far circle. Back over to Goodwin at the far point. Shot that comes through. Sticked away into the far corner by Ponnet. The puck slips back on edge all the way down into the neutral zone. Horny picks it up at her own blue line. Feeds it ahead. Gets that over to McCurl. McCurl coming down the near board. Sends it into the Michigan zone. Loose. Izzy German trying to get it. Now Kolwich into the near corner. Kolwich sends it in along the near boards. McDonald trying to get it. Held in at the near point by Horny, who puts it into the near corner. McCurl has it outside the near circle. McCurl sends it back to the near point for Horny with a shot. That deflected out in front. Loose shot. And McDonald scores. And there it gets blown in. I believe that was McDonald with the original score. That at 18-12, we'll get the official announcement. Bulldogs out to an early 1-0 lead. As it was a good save by Ponnet, but she couldn't get a glove on it. Came over to the near side. And I believe, if my eyes don't deceive me, McDonald cleaned it up and fired it in. Coming down the far boards, here comes Michigan outside the far circle. That deflects back behind Snyder. Simmer trying to move it over. And pulled away by coming ahead. Now brought in is Pichet. Pichet, top of the far circle with the shot, goes wide into the near corner. Loose on the near circle. Simmer trying to get it. Pichet into the near corner. That knocked away by Matthews in along the far board. Swanson trying to fire it ahead. That picked up by Matthews. Matthews moves over her own blue line. Matthews comes down over center ice. Matthews gains the Adrian zone. Puts it outside the near circle. Indeed, it was McDonald on the goal. As they'll give the assist to Whitshire as well as McCarroll. That puck all the way back outside the far circle in the Adrian zone into the far corner. Eagleson trying to get to it. That rims all the way around. outside the near circle. Chipped ahead, back through into the Michigan zone as the puck skitters onto the near circle. Levinson chases it back, trying to get to it, fired out in front, picked up by Simmer. Simmer coming down the near boards, gets it ahead to Evans. Evans over on blue line. Evans moves it over to Proctor. Proctor cycles back, trying to avoid pressure by Peterson. Proctor gets into the zone. Proctor with a shot from the high slot. As Snyder puts it down on the left-hand side, covers it up, will freeze the puck. 16:40 left to go here in the first. Adrian up 1-0 on your Wolverines. Face-off will be to Snyder's left in the near face-off circle. Gargiulo in to take the face-off. Jex on the other side. That puck gathered in. Here comes Stitt. Stitt racing over center ice. Stitt gains his own in the high slot. Stitt with a shot that goes wide to the far side. Trying to tip it in into the far corner. Battle for it right back behind Poneth. Coming along on the near side is Levinson. Levinson gets it back. Eliason chips it into the near corner. Forehand trying to pick it up there. Forehand in the battle with Stitt as well as Robinson. That comes outside the near circle. Goodwin puts it back in along the end boards, trying to pick that up with his forehand. Now grabbing it. DeCreasy comes ahead with it. DeCreasy feeds it. That goes all the way down the ice. That will be icing and head back into the Michigan zone. 16:01 left to go here in the first. Adrian up 1-0. Shots on goal, 4 for Adrian, 2 for Michigan. Face-off comes to Poneth's right in the near face-off circle. McDonald, the early goal scorer, in to take the face-off into the near corner. That pull back over by Whitshire as Maxson over. That shot goes wide. Over outside the near circle. Maxson with it. Maxson ricochets it off the near boards over to Whitshire. Whitshire over top of the far circle. Shot deflected all the way back by by McNair. Collecting it, Maxson over to McDonald. McDonald over over center ice. McDonald, she picks it up on the blade of her stick, moves over. Whitshire has it in the high slot. Whitshire with a shot, that loose in the low slot, trying to knock it away as Colwich back behind, right out in front. Nice job to knock it away as McDonald was right on the doorstep. Miranda with a shot out in front. Good blocker save by Poneth, trying to get a glove on it, and she's able to freeze it. Heavy pressure from the Bulldogs. They lead 1-0 at 15:11 here in the first. Face-off will be to Poneth's right in the near face-off circle. As that's Malashevsky taking the face-off versus Wood. The puck back to the near point. Shaw trying to hold it in for the Bulldogs. That outside the near circle. Sending it back. Wood gets it to Shaw. Shaw takes a shot that goes wide to the near side. The puck outside the far circle. Wood sends it back to the far point. Trying to come in. Miranda gets it back to Wood on the far circle. That blocked outside the near circle. Shaw has it in the near corner. Trying to knock it away. Michigan battling down there. Izzy German trying to take it away as Pichet has it. Top of the far circle. Pichet moving it on the near circle for Shaw with a shot that deflected out in front by Wood. Somehow Poneth able to get her glove on it. Good deflection out in front, but Poneth able to see it and freeze it. Adrian up 1-0. Well, if you are watching and you need to run out, we do have an audio stream as well. It's right underneath the video stream on the Arbor Broadcasting site on the Michigan Women's Hockey page there. So you can safely listen while in the car without worrying about video. That into the near corner. Picking it up is Pichet. Pichet on the near circle. Pichet making a move. Drop back to Goodwin at the near point. Now outside the near circle as Gregon moves it back to Pichet. Centering attempt got blocked into the far corner. Trying to knock it down over there. Matthews, it's that puck separated and sends it outside the far circle. Coming in though, Horny has it and sends it into the far corner. That puck loose, bringing it ahead. Here comes Bryce, moves it over. Racing down is Simmer. Simmer gets it deep into the Adrian zone. That in along the end boards, back behind Snyder. Swanson puts it out to the blue line and taken there. Katie German with a shot, deflected out in front. That comes loose to the near side. Snyder knocks it away. Gregon moves it along the far boards. Horny trying to get it out. Held in by Simmer. That blocked to the far point, but put back. Trying to grab it. The puck loose. Trying to skate in. That knocked away as Izzy German trying to get it on net. Covered up by Snyder. 13:36 left to go here in the first, 1-0. Early Adrian goal, that at 18-12 by McDonald is the difference at this point. Face-off is the Snyders right in the far face-off. Circle shot from the far point. That deflects back. Held in as good job to knock it away by Evans. That puck back into the neutral zone. Rubin ricochets it off the near boards, trying to get to it is Evans in the near corner. Evans moves it back to the near point to forehand. Forehand sends it back in along the end boards on the near side. There's a shot by Evans on the near circle. That was deflected out in front. Evans gets it back outside the far circle. Evans into the far corner. Wide angle shot that hit a deflector out in front. And Adrian gets it back into the neutral zone. Stolen away by Proctor, but picked up, and the Bulldogs send it back deep into the Michigan zone. Battle for it, forehand trying to get it back behind as a trio of Wolverines trying to get it away from Eagleson. Now Turnbull has it outside the far circle, sends it back to the far point for Werner with a shot. That deflects outside the near circle. Shaw has it in the near corner. Eliason trying to pull it away. Here comes Rubin the other direction. Rubin, her pass trying to find Eliason. That knocked down by Shaw, and coming in, Stitt has it. Stitt near circle for the Bulldogs. Shot almost caught the top right corner all the way back. Werner holding it in at the far point. Now Michigan gets it back out into the neutral zone. Shaw has it at her own blue line, feeds it down the far boards. That brought in by Werner, but offsides the call. 12:15 left to go here in the first. 1-0, Adrian with the lead. Michigan playing tough. Shots on goal, 10 by Adrian, 3 by the Wolverines. Face-off in the far face-off circle just outside the Michigan zone. Jex gets it, that into the Michigan zone. Now Stitt has it, top of the near circle. Stitt, that knocked down out in front. Trying to come away with it was Goldman. And deflected right out into the neutral zone as Goodwin puts it right back in and offsides as the Bulldogs not able to touch up quickly enough. Face-off in the near face-off circle just outside the Michigan zone. McDonald in to take the face-off for the Bulldogs. Matthews for the Wolverines. 12 minutes left to go here in the first. Bulldogs with the 1-0 lead. Izzy German sends it to her own blue line. That fed all the way back, racing ahead with it. It's Matthews outside the far circle in the Adrian zone. Matthews takes it right back behind the goal. Matthews trying to feed it back to the near point. That deflected. Izzy German has it, sends it. That deflected out in front. Snyder covered it up, but Izzy German took a shot and Simmer came over, got it, stick on it to deflect it. Snyder able to see it, cover it up. Adrian up 1-0, 11:39 left to go here in the first. Face-off in the near face-off circle. McDonald puts it in along the near boards. That collected, sent ahead by Miranda. Here comes McCarroll. McCarroll into the near corner. McCarroll trying to fire it out in front. That knocked down by Izzy German back into the far corner. Matthews sends it back, trying to get it back over to Izzy German. That pulled ahead. Here comes Michigan as Swanson fires it deep. That goes right back behind Snyder as Michigan goes for a line change. Adrian has the puck outside the near circle. They send it into the neutral zone. Pichet trying to make a move. That knocked down and sent ahead by Katie German into the neutral zone. Here comes Rubin with it. Rubin gains his own, trying to get it over to Proctor, but heavy defense as Shaw wouldn't allow her to shake free for the centering attempt. Still battling. There's a whistle. We have the first penalty of the game, as that is going to be an illegal body check. That at 10:52, as Shaw goes in. Michigan will have the first power play of the game, as they'll have the extra attacker for the next 2 minutes. Face off to Snyder's left in the near face off circle. That comes outside the near circle. Over to Katie German at the near point. She sends it back. Now bringing it over is Evans. Evans feeds it. High slot for Katie German with the shot. Deflected out in front and cleared all the way down the ice by the Bulldogs. Ponnet stops it on the near circle. That collected by Katie German back behind her own goal. Michigan looking to set up, pressure coming from Stitt. Now moving over on the near side. Rubin feeds it ahead. She's pinched against the boards. Proctor gains his own, fires it in the slot, trying to get to Swanson. Knocked away. Stitt has it and fires it all the way back down. There is a whistle. 1 minute 27 seconds left to go in the power play. As 10:18 left to go here in the first period. Adrian up 1-0. Face-off is going to be to Snyder's right in the far face-off circle. Turnbull in to take the face-off versus Matthews. Comes back outside the far circle. Gargiulo has it. Gargiulo heads back in along the end boards, trying to feed it out in front. That grab by Matthews underneath the near circle. Matthews battling with it, trying to get it away from Peterson. Now DeCreasy fires it out in front. Shot saved by Snyder. Still loose. Battling away. Matthews fires it. DeCreasy fires it. That loose. Swanson trying to fire it in. Snyder with another save into the near corner. That cleared all the way down by Werner. Michigan with the flurry of chances, but Snyder very steady in net. Knocked them all away. The puck back behind the Michigan goal, pinned there as Levinson trying to get it. Now DeCreasy picks it up into the near corner, trying to knock it into the neutral zone. That held it. Coming ahead with it, here comes Gargiulo over center ice. Gargiulo at the near point. Gargiulo outside the near circle, centering attempt knocked down as Werner trying to get to it. Battling along the near boards. Katie German trying to grab it. That pulled out by Werner. Werner trying to feed it ahead. DeCreasy knocks it the other direction as Matthews tips it into the far corner. As McCurrow traces it back behind her own goal. Comes over to the near corner. McCurrow feeding it out in front. That knocked down by Proctor. Proctor chases it into the near corner, trying to pull it away. That puck loose, backhanded shot. Snyder steers it into the far corner. Rubin has it loose underneath the far circle. That picked up by McNair, who feeds it all the way down the ice. And that will do it. Adrian Bulldogs back to full strength. Michigan got some shots. They now have 10 shots for Adrian, 9 shots for Michigan, but unable to get it past Snyder, who really took a barrage of Michigan shots and did a good job. Proctor on the near circle, trying to get it into the slot. That covered up by Snyder on the far side. Again, a good opportunity for Michigan. Snyder playing big between the pipes. 8:33 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Bulldogs with the lead. Shots on goal now even at 10 apiece. Face off in the far face-off circle. Wood had it that over as Izzy German with a shot that goes wide. Had sent around by Werner. Chasing it is Gregan trying to get it along the back. Now Wood has it back behind the goal. Michigan trying to put it out. Now here comes the Bulldogs as Pichet gets it into the neutral zone, sent right back in by Malashevsky. Collected by Werner, fires it over along the far boards as Goodwin sends it ahead. That puck got tangled up in front of the Adrian bench. Now coming over on the near side is Werner. Over center ice, Werner feeds it all the way back. Izzy German chases it back behind her own goal. Izzy German underneath the far circle, coming ahead with it. Izzy German over her own blue line, feeds it. Now racing in with it. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl with a shot. That blocked by Shaw. Now pulling it back the other direction is Pichet. Picking it up is Stitt. Gains the Michigan zone. Stitt. That knocked down. That puck loose back in along the end boards. Stitt trying to pull it away. Battle for it back behind as Levinson trying to peel it away from Stitt. Right out in front as Lindahl trying to knock it away. Loose bouncing puck all the way back to the blue line. That pulled over by Miranda on the near circle. Miranda fires it back to Shaw. Top of the near circle. Shaw with a rising shot in the glove. Save by Poneth. 7:15 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Adrian with the lead over your Michigan Wolverines. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. Eagleson in to take the face-off. Matthews on the other side for Michigan. That puck into the near corner it goes. Turnbull has it, puts it into the far corner. That brought over by Eagleson on the far circle, trying to fire it out in front. That knocked down by Michigan. All the way back to the blue line, held in by Shaw, who has it top of the far circle. Shaw into the far corner, brings it back behind. Shaw underneath the near circle with it. Shaw into the near corner, gets it over. That loose, trying to pull it away as Peterson sent it right in the center, right in the slot. Pulled back down as that rims all the way outside the near circle. Eagleson has it there. Goldman trying to draw that away. Goldman trying to poke it. Now Matthews has it in her own zone. Matthews trying to get it out. Shaw holds it in. Shaw in the slot with a shot. Bonnet with a save. 6:28 left to go here in the first. 1-0, Adrian with the lead. Face-off will be in the Michigan zone. That will be to Ponit's right in the near face-off circle. McDonald in to take the face-off. She has the lone goal for the game. Rubin on the other side for the Wolverines. As they get everyone set where they want them. That puck trying to grab it. Rubin still loose on the near circle. Battling, comes top of the near circle. That pull back, McDonald gets it to Maxson. That shot just goes wide. Picked up underneath as Katie German trying to fire it ahead. Evans still battling it along those far boards. Evans trying to get it out in front. Here comes Michigan as they come over their own blue line. Over center ice, stolen away. Here comes Maxson. Maxson, drop pass, nobody home. That grab, now racing the other direction is Proctor. Proctor gains his own. Proctor with a shot that just goes wide into the near corner. Proctor battling underneath the near circle. That grab by the Bulldogs and fired out. Gargiulo knocks it down at the Bulldog blue line, but that knocked back. DeCreasy trying to hold it in. That sent deep by Gargiulo, picked up by McNair underneath their own goal. Over to McCurrow at the near point at the Adrian zone and fired ahead into the neutral zone. Izzy German races back to get it. Izzy German has it, goes over on blue line down the far boards. That deflected out in front, fired in deep by Eliason into the near corner. Grabbing it, Horny, backhands it along the near boards, at loose on the near circle, grabbed by Pichet. Pichet races over center ice, down the far boards. Pichet, top of the far circle, that just goes wide, helped by Ponith into the near corner. Battle for it, trying to pull it away. As that brought back by Pichet, drops it over to Goodwin. Goodwin over to the far point to Horny. Horny's shot was blocked and pulled back by DeCreasy. Now right back behind. Kolwich trying to get to it. That off the side of the net. Sent back top of the net over to Goodwin. Goodwin with a shot. That got blocked out in front. The puck outside the near circle in the Michigan zone. Izzy German trying to pull that away. Now digging, trying to get it away. I believe Gargiulo's in there as well. That comes out and fired all the way down the ice. It should be icing, and it is. That'll head back into the Michigan zone. 4:28 left to go here in the first period. 1-0, Adrian with the lead over the Wolverines. They had a goal at 18-12. That was McDonald. Assist was to Whitshire as well as McCarroll. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Izzy German rims it all the way around the boards outside the far circle. DeCreasy trying to get to it into the far corner. Kolwich trying to grab it. That loose, gathered in by the Bulldogs as having it. Robinson backhands it back in along the end boards. Trying to pick it up, Izzy German in the near corner. And brought back by Robinson to Werner at the near point. Now Shaw blast from the top of the far circle. Saved by Pondit, somehow able to see it through traffic. Back over to Shaw. Shaw with the wrister, that blocked out in front. Werner wipes it right back to the Michigan blue line. Here comes Eliason who fires it in deep. Snyder stops it, covers it up, and we'll have a face-off back in the Adrian zone. 3:50 left to go here in the first. Face-off in the near face-off circle as Malashevsky in to take the face-off. And pull back over Maxson. Gets it over to McNair on the bottom of the far circle. That through the neutral zone. Forehand has it at her own blue line. That intercepted as Eagleson has it at the point, near point. Eagleson brings it in. And loose on the near circle. Trying to poke it away. Brought back in along the near boards. As trying to get to that. A puck loose into the near corner. All the way around. Outside the far circle. Michigan with it. Now over to Ceballos. Ceballos has it. Now trying to fire it into the Adrian zone, into the near corner. Horny has it there. Over to Peterson. Peterson over on blue line, brings it down the neutral zone. That deflects. Racing back deep is Katie German. Katie German has it underneath the near circle, bringing it up the near boards. Katie German over her own blue line. Katie German has that tipped away by McCurl. Here comes Turnbull. Turnbull, top of the near circle. That shot, Punneth with the save. 2:49 left to go here in the first. Adrian up 1-0. 14 shots on goal by the Bulldogs, 11 for the Wolverines. So we get a little serenade by Journey. Face off in the near face-off circle as McDaniel wins it back to Horny at the near point. Horny trying to get it out in front. That tip loose. Punneth trying to get to it. Still loose out in front. Now that goes into the far corner. Michigan trying to get it out of the zone as that's held in by Goodwin. Goodwin puts it right back behind the Michigan goal. Picked up in the near corner. Trying to feed it ahead. Horny holds it in at the near point. Trying to tip it away. Matthews had it now into the near corner. Trying to get ahead to Rubin. Rubin has that pulled away by Wiltshire. There's a shot by Horny and a save by Punneth. 2:17 left to go here in the first. 1-0. Adrian with the lead. Face off in the near face off circle. That is going to be to Punneth's right. Wood in to take the face off versus Rubin for the Wolverines. That puck loose on the near circle into the near corner. Izzy German chasing it. Pichet has it outside the near circle. Pichet. Drop pass over to Miranda. Miranda moves it. Top of the far circle for Shaw. Shaw has been devastating from the shot back there. Racing down. Here comes Proctor who gains his own. Proctor on the far circle. Proctor feeds it to Rubin. That shot goes high. Deflected over the crossbar. Loose into the far corner. Wood pulls it back. Delayed penalty coming up. Here's the whistle, and we got our first interference call. That is going to be another Adrian penalty. As that into the box goes Shaw. That's Shaw's second penalty. That at 1:50. So the Wolverines back. They'll have the extra attacker. Face off in the far face-off circle. Matthews in there as Simmer puts it into the far corner. Gargiulo trying to get to it. That cleared all the way down the ice. Stopped by Punneth. Punneth feeds it down the far boards. Intercepted. Now Adrian trying to feed it back to the near point. Nobody home. McCurl moves it over. That intercepted by Simmer. Trying to fire it ahead. Brought in by Jex with a shot and a save by Punneth. Wow, Jex intercepted it and just blasted it from the high slot. Punneth able to glove it down. 1 minute 37 seconds left in the Wolverine power play. 1-0. Adrian with the lead. Well, Michigan playing a very good Adrian team, tight so far. Only down by a goal here in the first. That brought back behind. Katie German has it back behind her own goal, coming over to the far side. That moved ahead by Levinson. Drop pass in along the end boards as German loses an edge. Now that picked up by Proctor. Proctor coming down the far boards. Proctor over her own blue line, over center ice. Proctor gains his own at top of the far circle. Proctor into the far corner, trying to battle Turnbull. Now pinned against the boards by McNair. 1 minute left to go in the period. 1:07 left to go in the power play. Proctor has it, goes back behind the goal from the far side to the near side. Wraparound attempt. That poked away by McNair into the near corner. The puck outside the near circle, trying to pull that away. Held in by Katie German with the wrister. That save by Snyder. 40.2 seconds left to go here in the first. 1-0. Adrian with the lead. 51 seconds left to go in the power play, so save a Michigan goal or a Michigan penalty. The Wolverines will have the power play for the rest of this period, and 11 seconds on the other side. Werner sends it outside the near circle. That fired all the way down, racing. Here comes McCurl. McCurl top of the near circle. McCurl trying to move it over, and a good defensive play there by Levinson to just make or take the extra step. That gave Punneth a good opportunity to see that and cover it up. 28.9 seconds left to go. Wolverines on the power play, but they have a face-off that to Punneth's right in their own zone. McDonald, the goal scorer, puts it in along the near boards. Here comes Michigan. DeCreasy brings it ahead over center ice. DeCreasy gains the zone. Shot that deflected by Horny. The puck Outside the near circle, Michigan trying to get to it. Adrian crashes into it back to the far point. Levinson with a shot that just goes wide to the near side. Simmer chases it into the near corner. 7 seconds left to go. Adrian with the puck, bringing it ahead is McCurrow. Gets it into the neutral zone, and that will do it for the first period. At the end of one, Adrian 1 and Michigan nothing. Adrian had the goal at 18-12. That goal was by McDonald. Wiltshire got the assist as well as McCurrow. Then there was an Adrian penalty at 10:52 as Shaw went in for an illegal body check. Then Shaw went back into the box at 1:50 for a interference call. Shaw will have exactly 10 seconds left to go on that penalty to start off the second. Well, we'll be back with your ACHA intermission scoreboard report, but first, let's play a little bit of the Michigan Marching Band, as Poneth has been fantastic. So how about a little bit of Temptation? At the first intermission, where it is 1-0, Adrian with the lead. Adrian has the lead on shots on goal, 16-13, but much, much closer than it has been in the past. Michigan playing a tough game versus a very, very good Adrian opponent. Let's take a look at the ACHA Women's Division I scoreboard going back to Friday, September 30th. Couple scores to report. Midland University beat University of Colorado 8-0. It was University of Arizona beating University of Utah, who will be coming into Yost Ice Arena soon. That was a 2-0 win. It was a final as Colorado State beat University of Denver 6-1. Indiana Tech beat Miami University 4-3. Taking a look at what happened yesterday, we know about the 3-3 tie between Michigan and Michigan State. Marysville University beat Lindenwood 2-1. It was Colorado State University beating University of Denver 7-2. It was Michigan Dearborn beating Davenport University 11-1. Concordia of Ann Arbor beat Penn State University 4-2. And no score reported in the Midland versus University of Colorado game. Arizona State beat University of Utah to sweep the weekend series 3-2. And Indiana Tech swept the series versus Miami in a home-and-home. Indiana Tech 4-0. They won that game 4-2. Let us play just a little bit more of the Michigan Marching Band as we're counting down from 9:35 left to go here in the first intermission. 1-0. Adrian with the lead. Michigan starts off with a 10-second power play at the start of the second period. You're watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. ACHA tournament, or excuse me, ACHA scoreboard. One score to report from today as Penn State University has beaten Concordia of Ann Arbor 3-2. So no other scores reported so far today in today's action. As we're about to head back into play, face off for the second period. 10 seconds left on the Michigan power play. Pontiff skates down to a right. Michigan going from right to left here in this second period. Adrian up 1-0 on the McDonald goal at 18-12, and that's the only scoring so far. Face off right at center ice. Malashevsky in to take the face off. Lindahl to her left. Jex for the Bulldogs in to take the face off. That puck comes all the way back. Grabbed by forehand down the far boards. Forehand trying to fire it in. That touched someone on the bench, I believe. That will be brought back out of the Bulldog zone. 5 seconds left to go. They're actually going to bring that just outside the Michigan zone in the far face-off circle. Jackson versus Malashevsky again. As that puck in along the far boards, brought ahead and fired. Trying to fire it down. Trying to get it all the way down with Ceballos. Bulldogs back to full strength. They'll put that right back at center ice. We'll drop the puck again. 19:49 left to go here in the second. Malashevsky and Jazz. As third face-off that brought back. Here it comes. Coming down the far side is Robinson. Robinson has it tipped away right at the Michigan blue line. Stick coming in for the Bulldogs. That knocked away back to Werner down the near boards. And tipped in by Robinson outside the near circle. Michigan trying to get it out. Lindahl battling in along the near boards. That grab Malashevsky. Ricochets it off the far boards. Picked up. Fired the other direction by Shaw. That into the Michigan zone forehand. Puts it right back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Goldman at her own blue line. That knocked away. Poke checked away from her. Coming in, McCurrow has it. McCurrow drop pass and fired underneath the far circle forehand. Trying to move it in along the far boards. That puck right back behind the Michigan goal. Collected. Bringing it down the near boards. Here comes Michigan as it's fired back into the neutral zone. Grabbed by Horny, who banks it off the near boards. Trying to grab it. Lindahl battling Goodwin right at her own blue line. Now over to Horny, who fires it to the Michigan blue line. That's brought in down the far side by McCurrow. McCurrow goes right back behind the Michigan goal. Tipped away into the far corner. Trying to bring it back to the far point. Michigan able to get it all the way down the ice in a foot race. Trying to get to it. Goodwin gets to it first and comes underneath the near circle. Outside the near circle, McDonald fires it ahead. That loose. Grabbing it, Izzy German trying to knock it away. The puck into the near corner. Pulled back over by Wiltshire. Michigan collects it. Fires it all the way down the ice. Intercepted. Maxson has it on the near boards. Maxson fires it right back behind Pontiff. Matthews Kolwich trying to pull it away. That grabbed back behind. Trying to fire it out was Wood, held in at the near point. Now spinning with it, Maxson puts it into the far corner. Back to Maxson at the far point. Over high slot for McNair. That knocked, covered, and sent over into the far corner. Good job by Pontiff. Pichet has it over to McNair, top of the far circle. That deflects as Wood had it back behind. Into the far corner it goes. Out McNair in the slot, shot that just goes wide. Izzy German trying to pull that away as that puck outside the far circle. Adrian able to get a change on defense as Werner chases it all the way back into the Bulldog zone. Werner over to Maxson and along the near boards. That fed ahead to Wood. Wood gains the Michigan zone outside the near circle. Proctor chases it into the near corner. Trying to pull it away is Rubin. Rubin outside the near circle it goes. That loose on the near circle. Izzy German trying to steer it out of harm's way. She banks it off of the far boards. Shaw comes in to crash down, but that puck out into the neutral zone. Here comes a foot race. Michigan has it on the far circle. Trying to make a move is Rubin. Rubin back behind the back behind the Adrian goal. That comes outside the near circle. Picked up. Fired ahead. Here comes Peterson over center ice. Peterson gets it over to Turnbull. Drop pass over for Eagleson. That blocked by McCarthy, as that'll be a whistle. As that'll be a cross check. And on the Bulldogs. No, actually, sorry. Looked like they were going to come down from the Bulldogs. That on Michigan. So Michigan will be shorthanded for the first time today. That at 16:36, as people are standing right in the way so I can't see. That's McCarthy who goes into the box for cross check. As that puck all the way back into the neutral zone. Bulldogs on their first power play, gathered in by Robinson underneath the near circle of our own zone. Robinson drops it there, chasing, trying to get to it is Simmer. Right back behind Schneider into the far corner. That brought ahead. Coming down is McDaniel. McDaniel gains his own top of the far circle. McDaniel stops outside the far circle, moves it into the high slot. McNair moves it into the near corner, trying to grab it there is Levinson. Levinson trying to tip it away, digging into the near corner, poking. Trying to lever it, get position, that pulled back over. McNair shot, that loose and goes all the way over into the far corner. Picked up there by Matthews. Matthews trying to move it away from Michigan. She goes to the far side, to the near side, back behind her own goal. Matthews feeds it all the way down the ice, able to clear it. Snyder will drop it right back over, bringing it ahead. Here comes Horny. Horny feeds it down the ice, right at the Michigan blue line. Turnbull has it knocked away. Here comes DeCreasy. DeCreasy brings it into the Bulldog zone. DeCreasy with a shot. Snyder moves it over onto the far side. And brought back. Maxim has it over on blue line down the near boards. Maxim gains his own outside the near circle. Maxim with a shot and a save by Conniff. 15-14 left to go here in the second period. 36 seconds left to go in the power play for the Bulldogs. 1-0. Adrian with the lead. Jackson to take the face-off in the near face-off circle. Rubin comes in for the Wolverines. And Stepanitz left. That puck back to the near point. Maxson moves it over. Horny with a shot from the top of the far circle. Goes wide into the near corner. Pichet moves it back behind the Michigan goal. Outside the far circle to Horny. Into the far corner. Battle for it there. Izzy German trying to get to it. That back to the far point. Horny moves it over for Maxim. That puck got away, but Pichet drop pass over to Maxim. Maxim with a rising shot. That deflects out in front, but all the way back to the far point. Pichet has it outside the far circle. Horny comes high, slot down, moves over onto the near circle. Horny with a blast. That goes wide. All the way back into the neutral zone. Michigan back to full strength as McCarthy races back, tips it away. McCarthy trying to get it over to Rubin. McCarthy went down. As she will pop back up. She looks like she's all right. It's lost an edge trying to tip that puck back over. That is going to be a penalty as elbowing the call to Adrian. I believe, is that Shaw again? I believe it is. That at 14:28, so Michigan able to kill off an Adrian power play, and now they find themselves on the power play, hoping to try and get the equalizer. Face off in the far face-off circle. That comes back. Katie German has it, top of the far circle. Katie German with the shot. That goes wide to the far side. Battle for it. Out in front, in the crease, poking away at it. Still battling. Whistle. No goal. Excuse me, that was Jex who went in, not for number 77. 18 shots on goal for the Bulldogs, 15 for the Wolverines. That puck comes over onto the far circle. Eagleson in to take the face-off. Swanson for the Wolverines. 1:50 left to go in the power play. That puck back to the near point, back to the far point. That knocked away. Rubin has it in along the near boards. Rubin brings it into the zone. Rubin gets it into the high slot. Now Trying to knock it away was Peterson. Peterson feeds it down the far boards. Racing ahead with it. Michigan grabs it away, heads the other direction. Here comes Evans with it. Evans over center ice. Evans gains the zone, takes the shot. That goes wide. Picked up by Shaw. Back behind you, rims it all the way back to the far point. Katie German sends it deep. That lifted back, and it goes all the way back into the Michigan zone. Poneth will stop it just to the far side of her own goal, trying to avoid pressure by McCarroll. Now McDonald has it at the near point. Over to McCarroll, high slot. That shot goes wide. Outside the near circle, Michigan grabbing it, trying to get it over into the near corner. Matthews chases it, now that pulled back. Gargiulo sends it back. That puck all the way down the ice. That will be icing. Or no, icing waved off. Gathered in. Horny loses an edge but puts it in along the near boards. Gargiulo holds it in at the near point. Over top of the far circle. That brought in. Shot just goes wide by DeCreasy. The puck into the near corner. Grabbing it. Gargiulo with a wrister. That knocked down out in front. Battling away at it. Still loose into the near corner. That puck pinned. Gargiulo brings it away. Going back behind the goal from the far side to the near side. 23 seconds left to go in the Michigan power play. Gargiulo centering attempt. That knockdown fired all the way down the ice. As that was Wiltshire who fired it down. Gathered in. Levinson. Quick backhand. Trying to get it ahead. Loose. Right at center ice. Intercepted. Shaw. That ricocheted down outside the near circle. Pulling it back. DeCreasy into the near corner, fires it all the way around the boards. Stitt has it, poked away, all the way back out into the neutral zone. Adrian back to full strength, the puck and along the near boards. Jex brings it in at the near point into the Michigan zone. Trying to pull it away. Jex has it outside the near circle, covered up by Poneth. 12:14 left to go here at the second period. 1-0. Adrian with the lead. If you do want to reach out to us, you can at arborbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's arborbroadcasting@gmail.com. I do my best to check that at the intermissions. Face off in the near face off circle. That's to the left of Poneth. That puck comes high, slot poked away. Good job to get it away from Warner. Comes right back into the near corner of the Michigan zone. McCarthy has it. McCarthy puts it around the boards. Rubin trying to knock it out, held in by Robinson outside the far circle. Now McCarthy ends up on her back trying to pull that away. Jex has it into the far corner. Centering it down. That knocked down. Here comes Michigan over their own blue line, racing down the near boards. And stopped is trying to bring it in is Ceballos. All the way back on the far circle. Picked up. Now lifted down into the neutral zone. Right at the Michigan blue line. Sent back into the Adrian zone. Werner has it in the slot. Stolen away. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl back behind the goal. Out in front. Nobody home right in the slot. Pulled back by Adrian. Coming the other direction. Here comes Robinson. Gains his own top of the near circle. Robinson shot. That went off of Izzy German's skate into the far corner. Trying to pull it away. Outside the far circle is Proctor. Now Kolwich trying to knock that. Intercepted with that centering pass. Michigan brings it over their own blue line. In along the near boards. Racing ahead is Lindahl. Gets it into the zone. But Eagleson pulls it away for the Bulldogs. Eagleson down the far boards. Over her own blue line. Pokes that ahead. Now that brought in. Eagleson gets it back on a give and go. Sent into the far corner where Peterson has it. Kolwich trying to pull that away. Now Rubin battling in along the end boards. Proctor trying to poke that puck. Brought away by Kolwich. She banks it in along the far boards. Grabbed by McNair with a shot. And they score. I'm not sure if it was tipped out in front. But McNair with a shot from the far point. So we'll see if someone tipped it out in front, but there was definitely, Poneth was screened and probably couldn't even see it coming. Adrian takes the 2-0 lead here at the second. 10:37 left to go here in the second period. Puck loose right at center ice as Eliason trying to pull that away. Coming away with it is Gargiulo. Back in along the far boards. Now Eliason sends it deep into the Bulldog zone. Gathered up by Goodwin. Back behind her goal. Comes over to the near side. DeCreasy knocking it away. Eagleson gets the goal. So Eagleson able to tip it out in front and get that goal. Original shot by McNair. Pulling it in on the far side. Bichet sends it right through the slot. Picked up outside the near circle. Goodwin puts it right back behind. Forehand trying to grab it. The puck comes back to the near point. Goodwin with a shot there, goes wide to the far side. Grabbed and moved back by Pichet over to Horny. Shot from the far point that just goes wide. Picking up behind is Levinson. Levinson moves it in along the far boards. Here comes Eliason. Eliason over own blue line down through center ice. That puck trickles right back to the Adrian blue line. Grabbed by Miranda. Miranda gains the zone outside the near circle. Into the near corner, Miranda goes. Forehand trying to pull that away. Now Gargiulo right back behind her own goal. Puck loose underneath the near circle. Pulled back over by Wiltshire. Wiltshire hidden against the boards. Levinson has it underneath the near circle in along the end boards. There's a shot from the corner of the near circle, covered up by Poneth. Forehand getting in there, trying to battle with Wiltshire. Face-off in the near face-off circle, 9:13 left to go. Here in the second, 2-0, Adrian with the lead. Matthews taking the face-off. As McDonald wins it into the near corner. Wiltshire with it there. Trying to pull it away. Matthews has it in along the near boards. Matthews moves it ahead, knocks it off the far boards. Trying to get to it is Simmer. Matthews brings it back. Top of the far circle over her own zone. Slips it over to Izzy German. And loose now, trying to bring it back. Excuse me, is that Remelius? It is. Swanson digging. Now there's Katie German trying to grab it. All the way back. McNair fires it into the neutral zone. Swept ahead by Robinson. Robinson backhands it deep as that goes and slides over into the far corner. Michigan gathering it up. Katie German trying to grab it in along the near boards. Jacks knocking that away. Picked up by Matthews. Matthews going from the near side to the far side. Back behind her own goal. Matthews lifts it ahead and intercepted. Knocked away. Now Jex trying to get it. Jex moves it into the near corner. All the way into the far corner. McCarthy trying to pull that away from Michigan. Stitt has it on the far circle. Stitt makes a move, trying to get into the slot. Good job to poke it away by Matthews. The puck loose and knocked away into the near corner by Michigan. Good job by Katie German with the poke check. And brought back, fired out ahead. Here comes Michigan down the far boards, racing ahead with his Simmer. Simmer with a shot. Pad save over outside the near circle by Snyder. 21 shots on goal for the Bulldogs, 17 for Michigan. That will be icing. Head back the other way, 7:31 left to go here in the second. 2-0, Adrian with the lead over your Wolverines. Face-off will be to Snyder's left in the far face-off circle. Now they'll move it over into the near circle. Malashevsky in to take the face-off versus Jack. So 277s in a few times to take the face-off versus each other. And puck gathered in by Werner. Werner goes back behind her own goal from the near side to the far side. Gathered in by Robinson, puts it out into the neutral zone. And sent back. Michigan has it at their own blue line. Moving ahead to Malashevsky. Malashevsky gets it over. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl in the slot. That blocked out in front. Malashevsky with a shot that just goes wide. Outside the far circle. Robinson with it. Trying to get it out of the zone. Malashevsky trying to pick it up. Adrian backhands it all the way down the ice. Kolwich races over into her own zone. Kolwich makes that go wide. Shaw with a centering attempt, but that knocked away by Izzy German. Battling in the far corner with Turnbull. Turnbull trying to pull that away as there is a Bulldog down on the ice. We're hoping that that player is all right. As one of the Bulldog players went down along the far boards. Michigan player was straddling, trying to get out of the way, but we're hoping the player slowly up. But that's a good sign. As now coming off the ice is Shaw. She'll go to the locker room. You don't want to see any of these wonderful athletes injured. So hope Shaw will be all right. 6:49 left to go here in the second. 2-0, Adrian with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle outside the Michigan zone. Rubin in to take the face-off. Eagleson on the other side. That puck in along the far boards, brought, rimming all the way back into the near corner it goes. Trying to pull that away. The puck comes over. Evans has it. Now Rubin gets it into the neutral zone. Eagleson brings it right back in, backhands it deep. That goes right back behind Poneth from the far side to the near side. Banked off of the near boards, trying to get to it is Maxson. Now Levinson has it in the far corner. Proctor trying to pull it away. Proctor feeds it ahead. That rocket blast just wide to the near side. Evans picks it up outside the near circle. Evans into the near corner, trying to fire it around. Maxson has it on the near circle. Maxson moves it high slot over to Goodwin. Now Eagleson with a shot. And move back outside the far circle, picked up. Here comes Michigan, gets it back to the far point. Eagleson able to hold it in. Intercepted by Levinson. Levinson trying to poke that away and pulled back by Pichet. Now Rubin has it outside the near circle and loses an edge. The puck at the near point. Michigan still battling, trying to get it out. Pichet has it in the slot. Pichet makes a move. Good poke check to knock it away. Good job by Levinson. And puck back outside the far circle. Michigan trying to pull it ahead as that puck still chipping away. Levinson trying to get to a Proctor in there, as well as Rubin comes into the far corner. Trying to bring it back behind Wood, trying to feed it out in front. The puck underneath the near circle. Wood sends it back behind. The puck rims all the way back, top of the far circle. Horny sends it into the far corner. And trying to pull back. The puck lifted, intercepted, now move. Here comes Evans over the blue line. Evans over center ice, sends it deep. Underneath the near circle it goes. Here comes Miranda, who feeds it ahead. McDaniel has it right in front of her own bench. Puck got stuck, and then she fires it into the near corner. Gathering it in. Michigan trying to get it out of his own. DeCreasy trying to get that. Now pulled away by Gargiulo. Gargiulo over center ice. Gargiulo over to DeCreasy off of a bounce. DeCreasy out in front. Gargiulo trying to get the shot. And a pad save by Snyder. Shot from the far circle goes wide into the near corner. Picked up. Here comes the Bulldogs as Wiltshire fires it down. Grab now. McCarthy sends it ahead. Loose at the Michigan blue line. Now fired, and Poneth will cover it up. And puck back over. Into the near corner it goes. As McNair has it now. Jacks trying to fire it out in front. Loose. Stick with a shot. And save. And did they get it in? They got it in. I don't know who had it as Poneth made the initial save. And then the puck started to slide behind her. She tried to put a glove on top of it. It was able to slip back behind. That makes it 3-0, Adrian. 3:58 left to go here in the second. As we'll see exactly who they said got the penalty, as the officials have a much better view than I have. Stitt with the goal. Robinson on the assist. So Stitt with the goal, Robinson with the assist. Peterson brings it ahead into the Michigan zone. Peterson outside the near circle. Peterson goes, firing it out in front. Good job to knock it away. Michigan into the near corner, as that was Swanson who cleared it out of harm's way. The puck in along the end boards. Kolwich trying to peel it now. Matthews has it underneath the far circle. Matthews into the far corner. Matthews comes back. Matthews moves it around and outside the near circle. Trying to get it ahead. Goodwin battling Swanson. Now that comes back in along the end boards. And loose in the near circle. Shot, glove, save. And puck covered up by Poneth. Turnbull got a loose puck on that near circle on the inner corner and had a wicked shot. Poneth with a great save. 3-0. Adrian with the lead with 3:08 left to go here in the second. Face off in the near face off circle. Wood moves it. Ponith covering it up. Pichet right on the doorstep. They'll drop it again in the near face off circle as Malashevsky battling Wood. And comes back outside the near circle. Lindahl puts it into the near corner. Trying to pull it away was Levinson. That controlled by Pichet. Moves right back behind Ponith. Trying to grab it forehand. That knockback. Wood trying a wraparound attempt. Ponith has her stick down to try and cover that lane. Outside the far circle, Pichet has it. Pichet now top of the far circle. That pulled away by Michigan. Held in at the near point, or at the blue line. Fire back deep. But that looks like that's going to be a hooking call. That will be a Bulldog penalty. As Pichet goes into the box for hooking. That at 2:36. So Michigan on the power play, trying to find a way to get a puck past Snyder. Cut into this 3-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Face off in the far face-off circle. Swanson ends up down on the ice. That puck all the way back down into the near corner. Stopped by Ponith. Now brought back over. Katie German has it back behind her own goal. Katie German trying to get it to Evans. Evans brings it down the near boards. Evans moves it ahead. Coming in, here comes Proctor. Proctor outside the near circle, rims it all the way around the boards. Swanson outside the far circle. Now Evans had it, tipped all the way back into the Michigan zone. Grab now, here comes the other direction. Michigan, Katie German has it. Katie German waiting for Michigan to touch up. Battle in along the near boards, poking away at it. That comes into the zone. Right at the near point. Now that brought back all the way into the Michigan zone. Gargiulo chases it back on the near circle. Gargiulo trying to avoid pressure by stick. Comes it back over to the near side. Ahead to Katie German along the near boards. That slips into the neutral zone. Proctor rockets it ahead. Now racing. Here comes Matthews on the far circle. Matthews with a shot that just goes wide. Shaw pulls it back. We're very happy to see Shaw back on the ice. She looks like she's uninjured. And pulls back loose underneath the far circle. Trying to grab it is trying to pull that back over on the far side. Werner. That puck loose. Simmer trying to grab it. Now that backhanded by Jex all the way down the ice. 35 seconds left to go in the Wolverine power play. 1:08 left to go here in this, the second period. 3-0. Adrian with the lead. Quickly ahead, trying to pull it is Simmer. Simmer just at the Bulldog blue line. Robinson feeds it ahead. Racing ahead. Here comes Wiltshire on the near circle. Wiltshire comes in. Wiltshire with a shot and a save by Ponith. The net comes off of its moorings as the Wolverine slid and lost an edge back into the net. 14 seconds left on the Wolverine power play. 3-0. Adrian with the lead. That looks like that's going to be a penalty against Michigan. With 49 seconds left to go, Levinson goes into the box. I believe that would be a delay of game penalty. 49.4 seconds left to go. 4-on-4 hockey for 14 seconds. And the Bulldogs have a power play. McNair rocket blast from the blue line. That comes outside the near circle. Robinson puts it into the near corner. Racing over to get it. Izzy German trying to pull it out of that corner. Firing it ahead. Bulldogs back to full strength on the power play. Backhanded shot. Ponith knocks it away. On the far circle, that brought back to McNair. At the blue line, shot goes wide into the near corner. Pulled back over. McDonald gets it over McNair. Again, a shot from the blue line. Going down to block it was Eliason. That puck all the way back out to the far point. Picked up by Wiltshire there. Wiltshire over on the far circle with a shot. Ponith covers it up with 6.2 seconds left to go. 1:17 left to go in the Bulldog power play. They have the lead 3-0, and they will have the power play for about 1 minute, 10 seconds left to go in the third period, barring anything else happening, of course. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That's to Ponith's right. Jex wins that face-off back to the far point. Horny with a shot. That knocked down. Good blocker. Saved by Ponith. And that is the end of the second period. So in the second period, the Bulldogs got two as it was a Michigan penalty at 16:38, as that was a body check, or excuse me, interference there. I got this cross check. I can read my own writing, I swear. It was a cross check. McCarthy took it at 16:38. Then it was an Adrian penalty at 14:28. That was an elbow to Jex. Then it was an Adrian goal at 10:37. That made it 2-0. The goal was Eagleson from McNair. As McNair blasted it from the point, Eagleson able to redirect it out in front. Then it was an Adrian goal at 3:58 to make it 3-0. That one was Stitt putting it in as Robinson set up the goal. Adrian took a penalty at 2:36, able to kill that off. Hooking call, that one to Pichet. And then Michigan took a penalty with 49.6 seconds left to go, as that was Levinson in, I believe, for delay. That's where we are at. Let's go over our Michigan scoreboard, looking back, and let's go over what happened yesterday and see if we have anything going on today. As let me refresh that. So yesterday, the Spartan Invitational men's and women's tennis, it was a non-scoring event. They were up at East Lansing. In football, Michigan beat Iowa 27-14. Men's baseball beat Xavier in exhibition 12-9 in 18 innings. Softball beat Central Michigan 2-0. And it looks like Wisconsin, in breaking news, sources say Paul Christ is out at Wisconsin, according to ESPN. As it has certainly not been Wisconsin football. Of course, it certainly has not been the sort of season that the Badgers are used to. It's been a tough year for the Big Ten West. Looking further at other scores from yesterday, in men's ice hockey, exhibition versus the University of Windsor, Michigan won 8-2. And in volleyball, Michigan was able to beat Northwestern 3-1. The sets were 25-23, 25-18, 22-25, and 27-25 to finish it off. Today, the Spartan Invitational continues between men's and women's tennis up at East Lansing. It is non-scoring. In field hockey, Michigan beat Ball State by a score of 7-0 as the offense came alive. In women's soccer, it was a tie 1-1 as they played at Iowa versus the Hawkeyes. In men's soccer, it was a tie versus Indiana at home. It was a 2-2 draw. That is your Michigan scoreboard report. Well, it is the second period, and you know what time it is. It's time for I Can't Turn You Loose.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome, from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his blues band. Gary Lewis and his blues band.
live at Arrington Ice Arena, where it is the Bulldogs leading the Wolverines by a score of 3-0. Bulldogs on the power play for 1 minute and 11 seconds left as Michigan took a penalty with 49.6 seconds at the end of the second. So Michigan will have to weather this penalty kill and try and find a way to get past Snyder. They have had a couple good opportunities, but shots on goal, Adrian able to pull away a little bit towards the end. They have 28 shots on goal. The Wolverines have 18. Face off as McDonald taking the face off at center ice versus Matthews. That comes in along the near boards. McCarroll brings it in outside the near circle. Drops it to McDonald, top of the near circle. McDonald with a shot and a save by Poneth. 1 minute, 1 second left to go in the power play for the Bulldogs. 10 seconds gone here in the third. I got McDonald versus Matthews in the near face-off circle in the Michigan zone. That moved out high, slot, shot out in front by Robinson. Poneth able to cover it up. 6 more seconds gone. 55 seconds left to go in the Bulldog power play. Face-off now in the far face-off circle. Again, McDonald versus Matthews. Is that puck loose? Trying to pull it back. Top of the far circle, brought over. Robinson gets it. McNair in the high slot. Moves it into the near corner. Chasing over as Katie German rims it all the way back. That slips back into the neutral zone. McNair chases it back to her own blue line. Pressure coming from the Wolverines. Bouncing puck. Katie German able to fire it back deep. That right back behind Snyder. Grabbed by McNair. McNair trying to avoid pressure by Matthews. Feeds it down the far boards. Now here comes McCurl. McCurl, top of the near circle. That save. Pad save by Poneth. Loose into the near corner. 19:03 left to go here in the third. 12 seconds left to go in the Michigan power play. The puck right back behind Snyder. Grabbing it, coming over. Coming down the near boards is Horny. Horny feeds it ahead. That banks off the far boards. Izzy German goes back behind her own goal. Michigan back to full strength. The puck outside the near circle, bringing it ahead. Wood grabs it right at center ice. Wood feeds it in along the far boards. That puck right at the blue line. Michigan trying to grab it. Rubin gets it back to the Bulldog blue line. Now that's sent ahead by, trying to move it over by Maxson. Into the far corner, pulled back over by Swanson. Tipped up high, loose on the far circle. Maxson brings it right back behind her own goal. Coming down the near boards, Maxson over her own blue line. Maxson over center ice. Maxson gains the zone outside the near circle. That puck right back behind Poneth. Izzy German chases it into the far corner. Izzy German brings it up the far boards. Izzy German feeds it over in along the near boards. And banks off the near boards. Chasing it is Eliason. That grab loose on the near circle. Shaw possesses it, puts it outside the near circle. Pulled back behind. Pichet has it into the far corner. Tipped, but Adrian feeds it out into the neutral zone. DeCreasy back to the Michigan blue line. That rocketed ahead by Izzy German back in along the end boards. Eliason trying to grab it. Shaw pulls it away, coming down the far boards of the Adrian zone. That puck loose on the far circle. Gathering it in, moving over is Werner. Coming up the near boards, here comes Peterson with it for the Bulldogs. That puck into the near corner. Kolwich has it there. Kolwich ridden off the puck. That puck loose on the near circle. Here comes Michigan the other way. That picked up Lindahl trying to get it past the defense. Lindahl comes over, but Snyder knocks it away coming out of the net. Now quickly the other direction. Here comes a 2-on-1. That shot saved. Bouncing puck on the near circle. Poneth did a great job. Miranda trying to get to it. Now Turnbull trying to send it around. Miranda comes high slot. Shot that goes high. Picking it up along the far boards. McCurrow has it. Trying to pull it in now. Back over there. Peterson trying to lever it away. Levinson trying to get it over to Lindahl. That puck picked up by Kolwich underneath the near circle. Kolwich sends it ahead. That deflected out in front, grabbing it. McNair feeding it in the slot. Oh, a good pad save by Poneth into the near corner. Stitt has it. Stitt, who scored the last Bulldog goal, moves it into the near corner. Now bringing it around is Robinson. Robinson sends it back to the far point. Shot by McNair. That goes wide. Picking up Miranda, top of the near circle. That shot grabbed and saved by Poneth. 16:11 left to go here in this, the third period, 3-0. Bulldogs with the lead, 33 shots on goal by Adrian, 18 by the Maize and Blue. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Jackson to take the face-off versus Malashevsky. And puck loose, got caught in the skates, back over. Horny with the blast and a glove save by Poneth. As Katie German got tangled up with Jex just on the far side of the goal. As that will come over that face-off in the near face-off circle. Back to Poneth's right. As that puck into the near corner, Jex chases it there. And knocked back to the near point. Horny holding it in outside the near circle. Robinson puts it into the near corner. Trying to pull it away, forehand, trying to get it. Now back to Matthews. Matthews drops it back outside the near circle. Jex grabs it, back to Horny at the near point. Horny driving it low into the near corner. Robinson has it now. That pulled away by Matthews and deflected and grabbed by Poneth. 15:37. Bulldogs with lots of early pressure here in the third. They have the 3-0 lead. Rubin in to take the face-off on the near face-off circle. McDonald, the first goal scorer for the Bulldogs, was there. High slot, Shaw moves it over into the near corner. That pulled back by Levinson. Puck wouldn't settle down. She pops it back. Grabbed by McDonald outside the near circle. Warner at the near point. Over to Shaw. Shot from the top of the far circle and a save by Poneth. 15:22 left to go here in the third. Play continues in the Wolverine zone. Rubinin taking the face-off versus McDonald. That puck back to Werner. That blocked over to the far corner, to the far point. Shot by Shaw, comes into the near corner. Pulling it away, back to Werner at the near point. Cycle down to McCurrow. Now McDonald has it back behind the Michigan goal. That comes outside the near circle. Michigan trying to get to it. Still digging and battling. That slips back out into the neutral zone. Werner has to reset as Proctor forced that back out into the neutral zone. Izzy German gets it, trying to get it out, but that back to the far point and held in. That puck loose on the far circle. Proctor chasing it. McDonald puts it right back behind. That rims outside the near circle. Maxson trying to get to it. That held in at the near point by Shaw. Bouncing puck on the near boards. Michigan sweeps it to the blue line, but Maxson holds it in. Now that brought out by Eliasson. Eliasson coming down the far boards. Eliasson gets it. Shaw takes it. Top of the far circle of her own zone. That all the way down. That should be icing, and it is. That will go back into the Bulldog zone. 14-19 left to go here in the third. 3-0. Adrian with the lead. Michigan back in action next weekend. That will be at Lake Superior State University, as Michigan will play at 7 o'clock Saturday night and at noon on Sunday. So we hope to be out there with you. That pulled outside the far circle, trying to bring it back. The puck loose. Michigan gathering it in, holding it in. Coming on the near side is DeCreasy. Her backhanded shot steered away by McNair, back behind the goal. Trying to pull it away is Gargiulo. Gargiulo still poking around at it and along the end boards. Right back behind Snyder into the near corner. Maxson moves it up, held in by Katie German at the near point. Maxson puts it right back behind her own goal, gathered in and fired back in along the far boards. Gregan had it. Now that loose, pulling it back is Pichet. Pichet on the far near circle of her own zone, moves it to the far circle. Horny trying to get it to Eagleson. Trying to steal it away was Katie German. Back to Eagleson at her own blue line. Eagleson comes down the far boards over center ice. Eagleson gains the zone. That poke checked away. Excellent job by Kolwich. That puck back to the near point. Horny moves it back underneath, back behind the Michigan goal. Pulling it over on the far side is Turnbull. Into the far corner it goes. As bodies hit the ice, that right back behind. Katie German moves it over. That popped up high in the air. Chasing it, here comes Lindahl. Lindahl on the near circle. Lindahl poked off of the puck and into the near corner. Lindahl just couldn't get the final stick on the puck. And coming down the other way, here comes Adrian. Eagleson has it. That puck loose. Coming ahead with it, Ceballos moves it over. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to make a move. She loses an edge. Goes down that into the near corner. Whistle. Lindahl lost an edge, went down, ended up colliding with Snyder. That is going to be the officials talking to the scorer's bench. As they're going to move it outside of the Bulldog zone. Looks like there is possibly a timeout. Oh, there is a... Oh, it's a penalty shot. So Shaw gets called, and it's a penalty shot. Bringing ahead is Lindahl. Lindahl comes forward in the slot. Backhanded shot, and she puts it in! Lindahl scores, came down the near side of the slot, moved over in the crease. Backhanded shot, beat Snyder, and Lindahl puts in the penalty shot. Michigan cuts it to a 2-goal lead. And at 12:36, Michigan goal. Lindahl on the penalty shot. Face off right at center ice. Michigan hoping now that they got the puck back behind Snyder, they can find the way back there a few more times. Jex puts it deep into the Michigan zone. Now Stitt with the shot. And knocked away by Poneth out in front. Poneth with the leg over. Knocks it down. It covers it up. Lots of as people falling all on the ice. Lots of people got tangled up right in front of the crease. Poneth had slid to her left, made the save. The puck over, or she slid to her right. Puck, she made the save. Puck slid to her left. Poneth able to somehow kick that left leg out, get the pad down, and keep it out of the goal. Amazing highlight reel save. And back over, trying to grab it is Maxson. Battle in the high slot. That pulled over by Stitt. Stitt has it in the far circle. She ends up on the ice, getting tangled up by Izzy German. Tangled up with Izzy German. That comes all the way back. Maxson has it in the far corner of her own zone. Simmer trying to grab that into the near corner. Miranda has it. Now that pulled away. Michigan out in front. Trying to get to Swanson, but puck wouldn't settle down. Katie German with that shot that deflected by Swanson. The puck in along the near boards. Back to Katie German at the near point. Moves it outside the near circle. Trying to come around with it is Matthews. Matthews trying to take a shot. Slides down to the ice. And back out into the neutral zone. Jex fires it deep into the Michigan zone. And then goes off for a Bulldog line change. Izzy German has it coming down the far boards of her own zone. Sends it ahead to Simmer. Simmer feeds it over. Coming in with it is Evans. That knocked away into the far corner. Goodwin has it now. Trying to pull it off of the boards outside the far circle. Still getting it. That all the way back into the Michigan zone. Racing back. Kolwich with it. And Poneth knocks it back over to Kolwich. And coming ahead with it. Held in at the far point. Put back deep by the Bulldogs into the near corner. McCurrow has it into the near corner. Now Rubin trying to grab it off of the end boards. That outside the near circle. McCurrow gets it back to Horney at the near point. That shot hit right in the slot as that knocked off of Wiltshire. The puck into the far corner it goes. Levinson puts it back to the near point. That held in by Goodwin. That shot went wide. Horney has it in the near corner, underneath the near circle. Michigan brings it forward. Here comes Proctor over her own blue line, down the near boards. Proctor over center ice, makes a nifty move. Proctor, backhanded shot. That's saved by Snyder, who covers it up. 10:29 left to go here in the third. 3-1, Adrian with the lead. Michigan with the goal on a penalty shot by Lindahl. First penalty shot I've seen in a while. Gargiulo in to take the face-off on the near circle. Wood on the other side. DeCreasy trying to pull it away. And sent back, gathered in by Pichet. Pichet down the far boards. Gains the Michigan zone and sends it deep. Forehand. Takes it back behind her own goal. Moves it outside the far circle. Michigan poking it ahead as Katie German back out into the neutral zone. Shaw fires it right back in. Katie German collects it right back behind her own goal, coming over to the near side. Fires it ahead, and tipped by Eliason, but fired right back in by Shaw. Forehand chases it back behind her own goal and collects it over on the far circle. Forehand rockets it off the far boards. That fired right back in, now intercepted. Here comes Michigan. DeCreasy brings it in. DeCreasy trying to make her way in. She got tangled up. That puck on the far circle. Now Gregan has it. As Gargiulo trying to knock it away. Gregan sends it right back behind her own goal. Coming over on the near side is Werner. Werner gets it out into the neutral zone. That brought ahead by Eagleson. Eagleson, top of the far circle of the Michigan zone. Eagleson using her body. That poked away. Loose. That covered up by Poneth. Battle for it on that far circle. Michigan thought, I believe that was Eliason, who thought she was going to get it out, but couldn't get everything on it. Pulled right back in by Adrian with the shot. Poneth with the save. Face off in the far face-off circle. Top of the far circle over to Maxson. Now McNair with a shot. That sticked away into the near corner by Poneth. Moved around by Eagleson outside the far circle. Gathered there by Izzy German. Izzy German out into the neutral zone. McNair feeds it right back in. Coming over with it is Peterson. Peterson outside the near circle. Peterson tangled up with Malashevsky. A quartet of people trying to peel it off of the near boards. Levinson trying to get it, as well as Turnbull digging in there. Peterson puts it in along the end boards. Levinson rims it all the way around. Maxson has it outside the far circle. Trying to get it is Izzy German. That loose. Michigan trying to get it out. That went off of a skate and covered up. Michigan went to blast it out of the zone, but that went right off of Turnbull's leg, right back at the Michigan goal. Poneth able to make a save. Shots on goal, really Adrian pulling away now, 40-21. Michigan kept it close, really, in the first two periods. That pulled back behind, moved over. Katie German has it in along the near boards. Katie German moves it off the glass. Miranda holding it in outside the near circle. Jex with the centering attempt. That pulled back behind by Swanson. Swanson trying to get out of the zone. Held in by Goodwin. That shot goes wide outside the near circle. Lifted back to the blue line, now out into the neutral zone. As that put right back in by Miranda on the near circle. Katie German bodied off of the puck by Jex. That brought back in. Stitt has it. Back behind the Michigan goal. Comes over to the far side. Stitt trying to get it into the slot. Matthews pulls it in along the far boards. Right back behind the goal. Kolwich trying to get it away from Jex. Jex underneath the circle. Trying to move it over to Stitt. That poke checked away. Moved along the far boards by Katie German. Now pulled all the way back. Miranda will chase it, but that will be icing. That puck right back into the Michigan zone. 7:37 left to go here in the third period. 3-0. Adrian with the lead. Lone third period goal was by Lindahl on a penalty shot. Face-off in the near face-off circle. McDonald in to take the face-off. As Matthews on the other side, that pulled back. Katie German back behind now. Kolwich trying to get to it. And pulled back by McDonald. She throws it through the slot. Now Werner with the shot from the top of the near circle. Poneth saved it, and that cleared back, but sent right back in, back behind the Michigan goal. Katie German trying to get it. Pulling it out on the near circle was Wiltshire. Shot from the far circle. That knocked down. McDonald moves it right out in front on the near circle. That slips back into along the near boards. Fired out ahead. Here comes Michigan and Swanson trying to ricochet past Warner. That pulled back. Shaw has it back behind her own goal. There is a whistle that happened behind the play. 7 minutes left to go. Adrian will be on the penalty kill again. Adrian penalty. As McCurrow goes into the box. So I believe that was for a tripping call. Right at 7 minutes even. Michigan down 2 goals, but on the power play against this Very strong Adrian team. Izzy German has it. High slot, moves it over onto the far side. Ruben with the shot that's blocked out in front. All the way back. Interference was the call. Michigan has it back in their own zone, moving over in along the near boards. That fired ahead by Ruben, grabbing it along the far boards. Michigan feeds it ahead. Pichet has it in her own blue line. Rockets it all the way back into the Michigan zone. 1 minute, 34 seconds left to go in the Wolverine power play. As that puck back behind, Wood causing Ruben to go down. That puck loose now. Michigan goes the other way. Hooking call against Michigan. The officials had a better view. I thought there was some contact moments before on the other side, but again, the officials, better view. Hooking penalty to Michigan. Then at 6:24. So we will have a 1 minute, 25 second 4-on-4, and then there will be a 35-second Adrian power play. As Gargiulo wins it in along the far boards. Held in by Peterson. Peterson outside the far circle. Ruben gets the hooking call. And puck shot by Horny out in front. Is moved out of the way by Poneth. Here comes Michigan down the far boards, over their own blue line, over center ice. DeCreasy puts it deep into the far corner. She gets tangled up with McNair. Now coming the other direction, that's sent back deep. Michigan gathers it in. Katie German has it along the near boards. Katie German over on blue line. Katie German races into the Bulldog zone. Katie German battling with Shaw. That knocked away. Here comes the Bulldogs the other direction. Jex has it into the zone. Jex on the near circle. Jex coming in. Saved by Poneth as the net off of its moorings. 32 seconds left to go in 4-on-4 hockey. Then a 35-second power play for the Bulldogs. 5:31 left to go here in the third period. 3-1. Adrian with the lead. Jackson to take the faceoff on the near faceoff circle. As Izzy German went down right before that call, and then hooking call to Ruben. That puck right back behind. Stitt has it into the far corner. Kolwich trying to pull it away. Kolwich battling with Jex. Now Stitt has it outside the far circle. Stitt trying to work her way in. Shot that goes just wide. Trying to pick it up. Levinson down on the ice. Moves it over to Matthews down the far boards. Matthews brings it ahead. Matthews makes a move, avoiding pressure over on blue line. Matthews over center ice. Matthews top of the near circle. Matthews into the near corner. Matthews brings it back behind the goal. Matthews outside the far circle. Bulldogs now have a 35-second power play as they're back to full strength. Michigan brings it ahead. Spinning with it is Matthews. She's possessed it about the last 20 seconds. She fires it back deep. And picked up as she goes for a line change. Werner has it back behind her own goal. Moves it to Shaw, who rockets it around the boards. Picked up, fired ahead by Robinson. Sent right back in by Izzy German. He takes his shoulder and goes down. That puck picked up. Moved over and along the near boards. Pulled ahead by Shaw. Fired ahead now coming in. Here comes Robinson. Robinson shot. Saved by Poneth. Just as the penalty expired. Both teams full strength now. 4:21 left to go here in the third. 44 shots on goal for the Bulldogs. 21 for the Wolverines. Michigan trying to get it down to a one-goal lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Adrian would love to put on the gas. Levinson outside the near circle, then move back. Horny trying to hold it in along the near boards. Pulled away, now Evans feeds it over the blue line. Picked up, headed down. Here comes Levinson. Levinson fires it back deep. That knuckleballs right over Snyder, able to cover it up. And a long shot, but those weird kind of wobbling knuckleball shots can make it difficult on a goaltender. Snyder able to make the save, and then it slipped right in front of her. She was able to cover it up before Wolverine could get to it. 4:03 left to go here in the third period. 3-1, Bulldogs with the lead. Michigan tied their first game of the season with Michigan State, trying to Hit one in the win column. This is the very first game for the Bulldogs of the season. They want to start off with a big win. That brought back by Horny, back behind their own goal, comes over along the far boards. Feeding it ahead. Now that's Wiltshire. Wiltshire knocks it off the near boards. Trying to knock it away is Colwich. Colwich grabbing it now into the near corner it goes. The puck battling. Still lifting it. Colwich still digging. Now Molishevsky in along the end boards. Quartet of players that brought away by Molishevsky. Molishevsky coming down the far boards. At ahead, racing down. Goldman trying to get to it. Just out of her reach. Goldman had a goal in the game yesterday. 1-3 Wolverines with the goal. DeCreasy, Goldman, and I have that sheet right in front of me. As it was Swanson. Sorry, I forgot that Swanson scored the first goal for Michigan yesterday. Goldman scored the second goal, and DeCreasy scored the third. Timeout by the Wolverines, trying to make the most out of this last 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's play a little bit of the Victors to get you fired up, get the team fired up, get everybody fired up for the last few minutes of the third period. Again, we are live not only on arborbroadcasting.com on video, but we are live on Spreaker for audio broadcast as well. If you ever, we do our best to do an audio broadcast if we have enough internet connection. So you can always, if you need to travel or do something where you can't watch the video, try and check out that audio broadcast right underneath the video on the Michigan Women's Hockey page. 3:20 left to go here in the third. Face off in the Michigan zone. Bulldogs up 3-1. Maxson trying to hold it in. That picked up. Here comes Robinson, top of the near circle. Robinson, shot goes high. Stitt has it outside the far circle. Stitt, that shot all the way into the far corner. Trying to gather it in. Stitt sends it right back. Jex battling with Rubin. Right in along the end boards. Trying to lever that, poke that, power it. Trying to get some leverage. That puck sliding a little bit. Now poked back into the near corner. That grab by Stitt. Stitt outside the near circle. Stitt now heads back into the near corner. Levinson trying to grab it into the slot. Here comes Michigan. It's Proctor over her own blue line. Coming down, Proctor gains the zone at the far circle. Fires it ahead. That pulled back behind by Maxson into the near corner. Here comes the Bulldogs starting their counter rush. Coming down, that tipped ahead by Turnbull. Turnbull fires it deep before colliding with the Michigan player. Moving it over to Gargiulo. Gargiulo fires it back. That ball rolls in along the end boards. Here comes the other direction, Peterson. Peterson outside the far circle as the official gets a little bit of contact. Comes all the way down. Here comes a breakaway by Eagleson. Eagleson comes in. Poneth with a save! On a breakaway, that puck loose right back behind. Poneth with yet another highlight reel save. That puck brought back into the neutral zone, fired back in by Shaw. Grab, Poneth saves it. Coming back, here comes Izzy German. Izzy German avoids some pressure by Eagleson. Fired into the neutral zone, and that will drift right back behind the goal. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go here in the third. 3-1. Adrian with the lead. Adrian tips it into the neutral zone, and it goes back into the Michigan zone. Katie German racing, trying to get to it before McCarroll. That goes right back behind the Michigan goal. Into the far corner. Wiltshire has it. Now McCarroll trying to get it outside the far circle. Michigan to the far point, but that held in. Horny has it top of the near circle. Saved by Poneth. 1 minute 16 seconds left to go here in the third. 3-1. Bulldogs with the lead. They have 45 shots on goal. Michigan has 22. But Michigan has played hard against this vaunted Bulldog team. Rocketed all the way around, picking up Evans has it in along the far boards. Horny trying to knock it back the other way. Now Goodwin has it back behind. That puck brought in, grabbed Michigan right at center ice, moved over and along the near boards to Proctor. Proctor fires it out in front. Less than a minute left, 53 seconds left to go in the third. That went right off of the linesman. Didn't look like it felt good, right off of the ankle. Coming in, Stitt has it pulled away. Coming down with it is Swanson. Swanson coming in. Michigan would love to get one more back behind into the near corner. Battle for it, as there is 6 players trying to get it out of that corner. Back to the near point. Levinson firing it deep. That deflected. Moved back behind by Snyder. 19 seconds left to go. Michigan trying to keep the pressure on right at the near point, but that goes out into the neutral zone. Swanson moves it back over to forehand, who fires it ahead. 10 seconds left to go. The puck right in front of the Michigan goal, brought in by Maxson, now sent back to the blue line. 3 seconds left to go as Michigan has an empty net, fires it ahead, but that will do it as the Bulldogs win 3-1. Michigan will be back in action this weekend, this coming weekend. Obviously, this weekend's pretty much over, but they will be back in action next Saturday up at Lake Superior State University. The first game will be a 7 p.m. game on Saturday. Then on Sunday, they will have a noon game, and we will do our best to bring those all to you. So the final score, Adrian 3, Michigan 1. I want to thank my camera person, Mike Butler. My name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you so much for cheering for whichever team you're rooting for and supporting these amazing athletes and these amazing squads. We will be back on air later this week with Pioneer Sports. This is Mark Wiseman. Thank you and good night.